Hello, I'm Helen, home economist, and I'm here in First Interiors here in Paignton, and I'm just going to be showing you the Siemens IQ700 Studio Line vacuum drawer, which is the BV830ENB1B, and the compact steamer oven, which is the CS858GRB7B. So to start with, I'm going to show you the vacuum drawer, which is just in here, and I'm just going to make a tomato salad to show you how it's used. It does come with plastic bags which are designed for vacuum packing and sealing, and you can get replacements on the website. So whenever you want to do this, you always want to turn the top 3 centimetres over of the bag. Just make sure that this then keeps nice and clean and dry. Also, because I'm going to be putting liquid in there, I'm actually going to use a jug as well to make it a little bit more stable. So for this, I'm going to be doing a tomato salad, and I've got 500 grams of mixed beautiful cherry tomatoes here, mixed colour. This recipe will be on the First Interiors website, so don't worry, you don't have to remember everything that I'm talking about. So those have just been washed and just dried. To that, I'm just going to add a sprig of thyme and a little bit of rosemary. Now, I'm quite lucky because I got some French rosemary and some English rosemary. So we're going to have 2 different flavours of rosemary there going into the bag. Because vacuum drawers are ideal and actually a necessity when you're wanting to sous vide things, because you need to have for a sous vide a totally sealed container to do the cooking. But it's also really good for marinating and all sorts of things like that. So we'll continue with this recipe. So to that, we're going to add a couple of tablespoons of balsamic vinegar, we need 3 tablespoons of olive oil, and this is the extra virgin olive oil, just going in there. We want a teaspoon of brown sugar, sprinkled over the top there, a pinch of salt, and some black pepper. I quite like my black pepper, so I put plenty of black pepper into the tomatoes. So this then, we can then just lift this bag up now, which we know is really clean and dry. And we want to try and get the bag so it's nice and as flat as possible we can do. So we can just take this over to the drawer. So what we're going to do with the drawer, we're just going to lift the lid up, and I'm just going to take this now out of that jug, pop that over there, and I just want to get those settled there into the bag. And again, we just want to allow this just to be, again, 3 centimetres there at the top of the overlap going through. So we can just put that down. We can just switch this on. We're wanting this actually just at a 2 for this particular recipe, and then I'm going to be sealing it at 3. So you have a level of 1, which would be for something a bit gentler, such as berries, 2 for something with, say, the marinating, and 3 with the sous vide. So I'm just going to press start, and what will happen is the bag actually comes up a little bit larger. This is due to the pressure difference between the bag and the actual vacuum drawer. Once it's done that, the seal is just sealing the top there, and then once that's sealed, you'll hear the air going back into the vacuum drawer, and then you'll see it contract. There we go. Now sometimes actually you can see a bubbling when you do have liquids in there. This is now ready and done, and the reason being is because of the vacuum, the actual boiling point has actually got much lower, so the bubbling does look as though it's boiling away, but obviously it's not going to be cooking for that because it's set at a lower temperature. So we're going to just put this now into the compact steam oven, and we'll set this on sous vide. So we switch the oven on. It will default to general cooking, so we just want to go onto the menu, press the steam, and you can see steam, reheat, dough proving, defrost and sous vide. So I'll just double check the temperature again. So we need it at 58, and this will take 25 minutes. So we just do that for the 25 minutes, and then we just do start. So this timing, you can hear that noise. That is just the water going from the cassette, and the cassette is just behind the fascia panel, like we have on the oven next to it, and it's just a cassette which fills with water, ordinary tap water, and it can just go into the oven like so and just place down. So while that's cooking in the sous vide, I'll talk about other reasons why it is so useful to have a vacuum drawer. Well, the tomato salad is now cooking in the sous vide, so that is one of the major functions of having a vacuum drawer. But also there's lots of other functions and reasons why you would use this. One is for any strong smelling foods. I know I do rather like a ripe camembert every so often to eat, but sometimes when you put that in the refrigerator, it can actually taint some of the other things. So having a vacuum, put it in a vacuum pack, it actually helps prevent having smells in the refrigerator. Also, freezing. It helps any freezer burn that you might have in the freezer when you're freezing foods, but also it'll help compact the packaging, so it actually gives you more room and space in your freezer. So lots of other different reasons for actually having the vacuum drawer to do your vacuum packing. Another one is for marinading. So I've just got some melon here. If I'd wanted to, I could just put a little bit of a vanilla pod on there, or a lovely one is some pineapple with a bit of rum and a few star anise. Really enhances the flavour of the fruit. We can marinate perhaps some fish with some teriyaki, and just by putting it in this pack, it actually really marinating within 30 minutes. The marinade has gone through the whole of the food. But also I like it just to enhance colours. This will keep now, if I had this melon left over, it would keep in the refrigerator a few extra days because it's sealed in the pack, rather than just in this with either a bit of cling film or a plastic bag over. And I don't know if you can see, it's actually enhanced the colour of the flesh of the melon. So what I'm going to do with this is just cut this open and just take out a couple of the melon slices. These have just been popped into the refrigerator, and I think now it's out of the bag you can really see how that colour has come through. And I just like to make this into a lovely salad, so you've still got the crunch of that. Stop talking so you can hear it. So it's still, it hasn't cooked the melon, it's just give the lovely colour. And I'm just going to pop this onto some salad. And so I love this for a quick lunch, some crusty bread. I'm just going to pop a little bit of feta cheese over the top. And I've got some lovely pomegranate molasses. So just put a little bit of this over the top, just to give it a quick and superb quick salad, just with that perhaps that piece of melon that you didn't use up while at the main course there. And the only other one, I've got another bag here just to remind me of, with the vacuum drawer you also have an external attachment, so you can get the containers which are designed for vacuum sealing. So perhaps if you've got some crisps that you didn't want to eat the whole packet, you can pop those in there to keep them fresh. And one of the most ideal ones are coffee beans, just to keep those nice and fresh all the time. So perhaps, particularly if you've perhaps got some decaffeinated ones where you don't use on regular usage with your Siemens coffee centre, they're ideal one to complement it. I'm going to open the door. When it's steam, I just like to release the door a little bit and then open it fully. And I'm just going to pop these now just onto the tray there, and we can just take them over here, and then all I need to do now is just cut the top of the bag, and we've just got some beautiful tomato salad there. The juices have come through the tomatoes, the flavours have gone through from the balsamic and the herbs there for a beautiful tomato salad. And if we wanted to, we could just put a few little chives across the top there, and you can see a quick and easy, just cleaning that up, of the tomato salad.